Good afternoon, everybody. Well, it's not quite afternoon, is it? I've got about 30 seconds to go, so I thought I'd just go live just a little bit before I get everything set up. Not done a little one of these lives for a while, actually. So, yeah, I'll give it a little minute for the little counter to catch up with all the numbers that are going on here, but it looks like it's streaming to all the various locations, which is good. So, excellent. Well, welcome to Friday. Let me check this is working on my phone so I can see comments while you're all logging in. Bear with me. Looks like it is. Yeah. See me on my phone. That's bizarre. But I do that just so I can make sure it's working properly, because sometimes these technology things don't always work perfectly. Right, it's midday. All right, let's give it another 30 seconds and then we'll get started. So this is all about the photography retreats that we've been doing, and you'll have seen if you've been following me on the various Facebook platforms or Instagram and all the various places that I appear, we've got a lot going on. Not to mention an exciting prize draw business, and I'll come on to that in a sec briefly. But yeah, so lots happening. So I just thought, I've been doing lots of posts, been pretty much booked up for this year. We've just done a post this morning for next year, because everybody's been asking me about the 2024 dates, particularly for Mull, which is obviously extremely popular. Let me just check the comments, open the comments up. Morning. Now, that's somebody in a group, that's one of the really frustrating things about these streams. So this is being streamed to Beyond the Lens Academy open Facebook group, my Carl Thomas photography page, and a couple of the groups. And the groups, when you comment, so whoever you are, I'm good. But thank you for commenting. Oh, no, yeah, don't worry, Yvonne. Yvonne's coming on one of the trips. Well done. Welcome. Yeah, I was looking at the name thinking, I've seen that name before somewhere, Yvonne. Yeah, no worries. This is going live, so the recording will be there, but this is not really about the instructions for the trip, so don't worry, Yvonne. What we tend to do near the time, or separately if you want to ask questions, is we'll create a PDF document with everything you need to know, and we actually start creating a little WhatsApp group for all those on the trip so people can start talking to everybody. But so no, you don't need to take lots of notes, don't worry, just sit back and enjoy. Hey William, one of our members, welcome. Yeah, I'm all good. Yeah, it should be fun. I can't wait. But yeah, I just thought I'd go live today just to tell everybody a little bit about what these trips are, because it's all very well posting on the social media platforms all the time, but quite a lot of people come and ask me questions. So I just thought, you know what, haven't done a live for a little while, been really busy, lots going on, which is great. Hello, Sarah. Welcome. So I just thought, right, let's go live, answer questions. So as you'll have seen, if you're able to comment, because this has been streamed to lots of different platforms, then stick a comment in, question, and I'll try and answer it. And what I can do then is I can put up on the screen, like William's one of the chaps that is in our training academy, he's been there for some time. I can put the little comments up, and then so people watching this back later will be able to see answer some of the questions, or just listen to me if I haven't bored you to death, which I'll try not to do. So if you don't know who I am, my name's Carl Thomas. It says in the screen there. I run Carl Thomas Photography, probably one of the largest dog photography businesses in the UK now, with, as we posted, I think it was last week, my birthday, might be the week before, 15th, reached 25,000 followers just on Facebook, but with Instagram and everything else that we've got, we're best part of 30,000 followers on that now, which is amazing. So that's fantastic. So a lot of people will know me from that. But we also have a thing called Beyond the Lens Academy, which, if you're seeing this right, there's a little logo there. Which is an online training platform that we set up when we weren't all allowed to go out and play, if you remember, which was very successful. But part of what we've been doing are lots of these signature photography trips, if you like, and they've become so popular. I just thought, right, let's talk a little bit about what they're about. So the first thing to say really is, and I'll share some of the stuff I've put, I think, on the social media platforms this morning, so you can find all this information without having to make notes and stuff. But these trips are not workshops. We used to call them workshops, and all the people that used to come on them, and most people who've been on them tend to come on all the subsequent trips, have said it's not really a workshop. It's a very relaxed, supportive environment in a great place, usually very high, well, not usually, always a very high standard of accommodation, as in very unique, very quirky, in very interesting spots. So we always go places. When you'll see we've been to Mull, we're going to Pembrokeshire soon. I'm on the Isle of Lewis, Harris, Stornoway, which is all one island, for if those of you who don't know. We go to Scotland quite a lot, up into the Highlands, Cairngorms, just wonderful places, to Isla, lots of different lovely locations. So it's a big part of what we do. The scenery on these places, I'm sure you'll have seen from the post, and I'll share some of it in a minute, is absolutely breathtaking. So, landscape photography, wildlife photography is kind of what they're about. But a lot of people come and will often chat to me when we're out and about during the day and just say, do you know what, it's just nice being here. So a good pair of binoculars is handy. So you don't need to be a photographer to be on these trips, and that's something that I'll mention about in a minute. So in terms of landscapes and wildlife, it's amazing. And I'll show you some things to do with that. All levels are welcome. So people often say to me, "Oh, I'd love." Oh, my phone's talking at me. You don't want that, do we? People often say to me, if I'm a beginner, can I come? And I'm like, absolutely. If you're a beginner, a pro, or somewhere in between, it's a very relaxed environment. I'm on hand each day. There's small groups as well, 5, 6s, 7s, something like that, sometimes even smaller. So it's very sort of hands-on in terms of support, which is great. The other thing I was going to mention this at the end, but sometimes people bring partners because these trips we call them signature photography trips now, but they're like a holiday. The location is amazing. So some people want to bring other halves who want to come see some of the wildlife or just want to chill out and really enjoy staying in a stunning location. So that's something you can do. It is always full board. So people say to me, so what's included? It's like, my answer to that is all you got to do is get yourself there. So for those that are coming to Mull, you just got to get there, get your ferries booked out. And for those of you who are watching this that are on the trips, I'll be sending out some information shortly about getting the ferry crossings booked because it can be a bit of a challenge at times. Because we tend to use CalMac and they've got some pretty interesting challenges going on at the moment. But anyway, you get on the ferry, get over. We normally get into the accommodations in the afternoon, early afternoon, mid-afternoon, something like that. And the first night, so like what kind of happens there? So on the first day is really just about getting there. And then in the evening, we will have a few drinks and a lovely dinner and a bit of a get together and just sort of get to know each other, really. And then start talking a little bit about the week. I'll spend a bit more time during the evening over dinner and while sorting food out, just getting an idea of what people particularly want to do in the week in terms of things that they might want to see. So you always get, on any of the trips that we've done, there's always something very specific that people want. So, and I can guarantee for Mull, it will be, well, in fact, let me show you this video. This is what people come to Mull for most of the time. So I've turned the sound down on that, so you won't hear all the slopping and the noise, but have I got the sound down? No, I haven't actually. But yeah, I mean, this was last year. Obviously, we don't disclose the locations on public platforms, but we were able to spend time sensitively watching otters play with their, the adults, as it were. Absolutely amazing. So, for example, that can be something that people will say, oh yeah, no, otters is really, really what I'm after. Oh, hello, Jill. Welcome. Other people, and let me show you another little video. So when we go to the Cairngorms, which we've got, when's the next Cairngorms trip? And don't worry, I'll come on to the trips in a minute. I've got some little links I'll show you about all the dates and everything on. But red squirrels and pine martens. So let me just show you this one. It's got music. I think I switched the music off, but if you've got the music, it's not horrendous. There we go. So this is Mr. Squirrel. Sat there looking very, very proud of himself. It's not a particularly long video, but this just gives you a flavour of some of the things that people want to come and see us for. And I've got another video I've just thought about, I'll show you, which is about Mull, which is all about seagulls. This video lasts about another 15 seconds or so, I think, from memory. So there we go. Amazing pine marten. Look at that. It's not showing particularly detailed on my screen. I hope it looks like it's showing better on my phone. I think my screen on here is compressing it a little bit. So I'll let that play through. So pine martens, that's something that we always do. There's a specific spot that we go to where we know where they are. There's a big part of what we do on these trips. You try and make sure. You never guarantee it. As any of you have ever been on any sort of wildlife excursions or been trying to find something, you can go out sometimes and find nothing. But we're usually there for a week. I'm often there for 2 weeks, so clients usually are there for a week. And during that time, we always get something sorted, as it were. But as I say, there's never any guarantees. Right, there you go, 2024 trip. Oh, let me take that off a minute. Right, what else? So in terms of day one, or a typical day. So on Mull, for example, what we would be doing if we were going to photograph the otters, we know where they are. So we'll take small groups, and it's normally, as I say, 4, 5, 6, 7 of us. So some will pop in my car. I've got a 4x4. Somebody else might take one of their cars, and we'll trundle off and we'll go to these spots and we sit and wait and watch. and we get the images that we want to get, and generally have a great time. In terms of I think mentioned board, just going back a bit now, food and drink drinks. I always stick a bit of wine on the table in the evening, but if you've got any particular tipple you like, you're always welcome to bring that. But it's full board. So in the morning we have a bit of breakfast, whatever that might be. Some of you might like fry ups, some of you might like just bits of toast, whatever. We always make sure there's plenty of provisions available as well, so people can make up packed lunches and stuff. So because sometimes we're out all day long, sometimes we're out quite early in the morning and back late morning. Sometimes we might eat lunch at the accommodation, one of the lodges or wherever it is that we're staying. And it really does sort of vary. The other thing I think is important to note as well is that it's oh, thank you, Jill. Yeah, Jill's been on a few of our trips. Very kind of you, say, Jill. Is that it's a very relaxed environment. So the support and sort of training, if you like, I don't like using the word training on this, is all done very casually of an evening. So I might have an evening when we've been out all day long. You can guarantee when everybody gets back, pours themselves a drink or gets a cup of tea or coffee or whatever, we'll get some dinner going, and they're all plugged into their laptops or looking at the back of their cameras trying to see what images they got for the day. And quite often of an evening then I'll be talking about how to edit those images, how best to get the images to pop or whatever it might be. For the following day, and often over breakfast, we'll be saying, right, today we are going to do eagles, for example. So on the Mull trip, for example, we always we are going forward working with Mull charters, who you'll have seen on Facebook, and we've privately chartered a boat for ourselves to go out and see the seagulls. So let me see if I can share this with you a minute. So share screen. So you have to bear with me a minute. Is that it? No, that's it. Okay. Might press that. Make that bigger. So I'm not sure how well that will look on your phones, but it seems to be playing. I'm just checking on my phone. So this is a white-tailed sea eagle being filmed from the back of the boat that we've chartered, and that's how close you can get. And obviously we see them on the dry land as well, because we know where a lot of the nest sites are. So with the right kind of lenses, you can get some amazing shots. We had some great fun last year doing that. But look, the quality's not fantastic, but you look how close you get. It is just breathtaking. You see what? There's another few seconds on this video. And I think that's it. Mull charters, bless him. So let's come back here. Where's my stream gone? There we go. Back in the room. So that's something that we do. So what we will do, typically, going back to how brilliant. Thank you, Barbara. Yeah, no, it's just on my screen. It's showing as a sort of a low res, but I mean, it's more about showing you what we do there. So what we would do is typically say at breakfast time, or maybe the night before, say, right, tomorrow morning we're going to be getting up at X time to go and meet the boat that we've got chartered, and we'll be on it for the day, or for several, not the whole day, it's 4 or 5 hours normally. And so we'll have talked about this stuff before you even get to the island. I'm talking about Mull particularly at the moment, but there are other trips that we do, as you know. We'll talk about the equipment you need to bring with you, what kind of clothing you need to wear and all that kind of stuff. None of the trips we do particularly need very expensive equipment or anything like that, but it's useful to know the right kind of lenses to bring and so on. And then on the day or the night before, we're saying, right, okay, the kind of settings you need to think about, the kind of things to consider when photographing from a boat, trying to capture eagles and stuff like that, because it's important that you understand all that, and that's a big part of what we do on these trips, so that when the eagle suddenly appears and comes down, you're ready to get those shots. That's kind of a big part of what we do as far as those things are concerned. Now, so now each day's very relaxed. Sometimes we might be going off doing landscapes. Sometimes we might be going off trying to get otters. Other times it might be other kind of raptors. In the Cairngorms, in terms of pictures, let me see. I've got some pictures I can show you. Let's have a look. Here's some otter shots. Look, that was from last year. Here's Ali Vaughan, who came on the trip last year. Look at that. And we are very careful. So that's one of the reasons I don't share the locations of where these things are in terms of where you find the otters and so on, because you've got to be very sensitive to wildlife. That's I kind of goes without saying, doesn't it really? But you'd be surprised. So this is, when I say sensitive, this shot was taken by Ali Vaughan, one of our clients who's come on a lot of our trips. That's actually 2 otters, if you look closely. The mum and the kit sleeping on top of it. Now, you don't get shots like that unless you know where they are. But the point I'm going to make about that is you don't get shots like that if you're stressing the subject. So we take it from a distance. We're very careful. You might be lying in kelp, and I seem to remember Ali got a little bit covered in seaweed in kelp to get that shot because she was quite a way back and hiding and just keeping very still. But yeah, those are the sort of typical kind of days. Also, on some days, people after a couple of days being there, they might say to me in the morning, "Oh, Carl, we want to go off to, if it's Mull, for example, we might want to go off to do Tobermory, have a look around there, or go and do our own thing." It is very relaxing. It's not like a classroom structure. It's kind of like a holiday with amazing scenery and amazing wildlife thrown in, and me hopefully entertaining you and feeding you and helping you learn a bit more about your camera. So let me just talk about some of the trips, because I mean that's a part of what we're here for. Right, now then, I'm going to share a screen again. If I can do it right, let's have a look. Share screen, and I want to go to me, don't I? Yes. Okay. So you are now looking at, and we wait for it to pop up on my phone. This is Carl Thomas Photography. I'll tell you what I will do as well, because let me just come back out of that a minute. Sorry. I'm going to put that link in the comments. So for those of you who are watching this on a different platform, this link here is basically, yes, it's popping up all of them. That's to Carl Thomas Photography. So these trips are all on the different. We're updating the website at the moment because the website's been predominantly all about the training business. So at the moment, the information is all on the social media platforms. So let me go back and share this again, and I'll tell you where to look. Share screen. Okay. Right. So on Carl Thomas Photography, there it is. Look, that's my Facebook page. And what we've done is we've created all the posts. They're all on there from weeks, months ago. We literally this morning put up the one about the 2024 trips. And at the top of it, you'll see featured trips or featured posts. If you scroll down, there's all the different posts. Look, there's a Cairngorms one. There's the thing about today's live. There's some shots I did of a gorgeous little Cock Spaniel. That's not a Cock Spaniel, it's a terrier. A Jack Russell earlier in the week. So there's lots of different stuff on there. But what we've done is we've put the trips and the various posts about the trips, so the dates, what's involved, where we're going, and some pictures, all at the top in what's called featured posts. So if I look at them, let's start off with the nearest. Let's think what the nearest one's going to be. We'll find it. It will be this one. So let it load. A lot of words on there, and I'm not going to read all that. But effectively, this trip is from the 25th of June to the 1st of July. It's full. Oh, when I say it's full, there's one space on it. So if you like puffins and you want to come and stay in the beautiful Pembrokeshire and have a day on, well, not a day, it's about 4 or 5 hours on the Scomer Island and take shots like this. If you've watched the Wild Isles program recently with David Attenborough, that's where we're going. And the boat's booked. So we've got that. This is the accommodation. So I'm just flicking through some of the stuff on the post now. So it's, as you can see, it's very nice. More puffin shots. This is Pembrokeshire for you. There's puffins. They are amazing little things. You get very close to them. So this is some of the scenery that's Ramsey Island. So we're going to Ramsey Island as well. There you go, some raptors. It is just breathtaking. I'm scanning through it quickly. More puffins. There you go. Everybody wants that shot. Now, the sand eel shot is a good one, and everybody wants it. So the reason we're going on where's my dates? The 25th of June to the 1st of July is that the pufflings, as they call them, all very cute, will be fledged. And so they will be, they won't fledge, they'll be hatched. So they will be being fed frantically. So you should start seeing a lot of activity with them coming back, hopefully with lots of sand eels. So we're doing that trip as a boat trip, as well as going to a nature reserve, as well as a day most of a day on Ramsey Island as well. So that's in June this year. That's coming up in fairly short order. Right, let's go back and look at what else we got on here. Next one then. So this is Mull then, which I've talked about, obviously, but it's loading up. So here's all the information. This is where we're staying. It is just breathtaking. There's some more shots of otters. That's the spot. It is just beautiful. That's the sort of thing we should be taking there. That's what it's like inside. That's a little Archie's cottage, a separate one right next to it, which I've got as well. I'll just flip. It's all on the post. There you go. It's not the best shot in the world, but that can show you just how remote we are. And one of the things that this photo helps me demonstrate for you is that on a lot of these trips, where we're going to take shots of otters. I mean, some of them will be around here, but the otter images and videos that I've shown you already are at a slightly different location, which we'll drive to. But actually, in this location here, some of the days we will just spend our time in and around the local area. There's absolutely tons of wildlife on foot from where we are, which is lovely. That's what it's like inside. Got to look at the old Rayburn in the corner there, or Arga. That's the sort of shot you want to get on that boat. That's what it's like. This is a little harbour. And there's one of my shots from the other year. They're just amazing. And there you go. So that's the Mull trip. Let me go back again. So that's this year. So there is literally one place left on that because somebody and let me just go back in a minute, check the dates. Wait a minute, sorry. Go back in and just clarify something for you. So there were 2 weeks. First week got sold out almost overnight. Second week got sold out, and this one lady unfortunately can't make it because of a bereavement. So 29th September is the second week that's available. There's one space on that if anybody fancies that. Do let me know. That'll be gone pretty quick, I expect. So, and then I'm going to talk about something else now, which is Cairngorms in February. So we do this trip every year, and we've stayed in different locations, but we are staying in that. We've got all of that, which is on the Mull Lodge estate. It is, I mean, if anybody knows the Mull Lodge estate, it's breathtaking. It's beautiful. And this is the kind of stuff we got in February this year. So it's Bill. Bill's coming again next year. Ali, there you go. She's coming again next year. I think she's actually, I'm not sure. There's his snow hare, tree creepers. This is the accommodation we're staying in. As you can see, that's one of my shots at the bottom of the mountain, and pine martins. This is the kind of standard of accommodation. So, you know, it is always a very high standard. Mr. Squirrel, that's a view from where we're staying. So, you know, there's a piano room. Anybody can play a piano? That should be fun. So that is in February. So for those who are interested on that one, we are there from the 2nd to the 9th of February, and there's one room available. And the only reason that is because I've only just posted it on Facebook. It's been in our private Facebook group for a while, and I've forgotten to put it on the main page, which is my fault. And then last but not least, how are we doing for time? Yeah, all good. Is where is it going? Let's have a look. Okay, I'm hoping it's on here. Here it is. 2024 dates. So, given the popularity of this year, this post is on there, but we are going back to Mull next year, and we're going to be doing the same thing again. So if you missed out on this trip, this is, I think it's pretty much the same photos, but I'll flip through. I guess it's slightly closer up with the Arga. Go have an Arga. So same spot as last time, as this year, but we are there we've got 4 weeks. Well, 2 consecutive 2-week periods. So I'm there for 2 weeks from the 10th to the 24th of May, 2 separate weeks. If people want to do 2 weeks, drop me a message. That can be done. And then from the 6th to the 13th of September and 13th to the 20th of September. So that's all available now. I put this out. I've already sent the information out to people who'd inquired about the Mull trips for this year, and we're sort of talking about possibly doing next year or missed out. And some of the bookings have come in already. So if you're interested, do let me know. I know it might sound like it's quite a way away. Come back into the room now. Let me get back in there. It might feel like it's quite a way away, but they get booked up. And it allows you to plan ahead, doesn't it? Right, let me just see. It's in the comments in there. No, that all looks quite good. So anybody got any more questions? I mean, that's kind of really what I want to talk about. So if you go to Carl Thomas Photography's Facebook page, the link of which is in the comments, at the top are all those posts. And it tells you all you need to know about the trips, where they are, what the dates are, and what the costs are. Pretty much everything for this year is sold out, bar, well, there's a place on the Pembrokeshire trip for the Puffins, and there's a place on Mull. Actually, no, there's one place on all 3 of them, actually, interestingly. Got unusual. And so, yeah, if you're interested in 2024, drop me a message and we can get you booked in. Let's have a look. Yeah, that's the old group. So don't worry. Whoever that is, good to see you. Right, what else have I got to talk to you about? Right, I'm going to leave you in peace shortly because I'm conscious it's 25 minutes past and it's a Friday and it's busy. People got stuff to do. But we have got some exciting news coming up. I'm going to change something up here. See this little logo up here? The little Beyond the Lens Academy. I'm going to swap that now. Let me just, if I can work out how to do it. How's it going? Bear with me. Because coming up very soon, we have Beyond the Lens Drawers. Now, this has been a labour of love, as some of you know very well, but we're almost there now, which is very exciting. So originally we were going to call it something else, but we decided that Aperture Prize Drawers was a name, much as us photographers know what that means. Not everybody does. Oh, comments, let's have a look. Hi, Lynn. Welcome. So yes, not everybody does. So it's now called Beyond the Lens Drawers. The website's got a holding page up on it at the moment. And what else can I share with you? I can't share too much at the moment, other than I'm desperately trying to get ourselves ready to go live. So let me just tell you a little bit about, here we go, some pictures, light pictures. So look at this. There. So you've guessed it. It is, let me just show you. It is going to be live very, very soon now, like weeks, if not days. And effectively, it's going to be a prize draw business based on photography, with me running it, offering prizes, whether it's cash, whether it's cameras, whether it's anything related to photography. We might even start adding these trips in. It is going to be going live very, very soon. Here's the concept of it. It's not a new concept. As you'll probably know, I've won a number of things on a prize draw business about a year and a half ago. So that's where I got the idea from. But we've been working on this for a long time, because it's important that it's done right. And there are a lot of sites out there at the moment. Most of them do a good job. Some of them are interesting, shall we say, but we're doing it properly. So the concept is very simple. There will be, you might not be able to read this, but there will be a range of live competitions available. You choose how many tickets you want to buy. You answer a simple quiz question, which is to do with the rules. And you buy your tickets, you get assigned ticket numbers, you watch the live draw, and if you win, I'll be coming to see you with whatever it is you've won. And I can't tell you how excited I am about it. It has been a labour of love. It's been going on for a while, but we are pretty close. Now, the first thing we're going to be doing fairly soon, and I was hoping to be able to talk about it today, as in launch it on this live, but it might be later on this afternoon, if not over the weekend, is to start getting some interest, if you like, letting everybody of the 30,000 people that follow me know that this is what's coming and it's going to be really exciting. Is we're going to start doing some advertising, obviously, and we'll start doing social media. We've got the website up. Let me just check if it's still live. I'm sure it's live. Okay. Yeah, that's this working. That's good. Things, but you know, so it just says coming soon. But what we're going to do is start doing a couple of free prize draws. And what does a free prize draw mean? It basically means you can enter it. All you got to do is give me your email address and your name. And you'll end up being entered into a prize in the same way as these prize draws work. We'll run it for probably a week or something, maybe 2 weeks, well, probably a week, I expect. And at the end of it, we'll do a live draw, just the same as it would be for any other draw. And the winner will be chosen at random using the Google random number generator. So I'm sure you've seen all these draws, and they're going to win. Now, the first prize is going to be one of these things. I swear by them. I've got several on my desk here. These are SanDisk Extreme Pro SSD drives. So I have it here. Look, it's brand new. I know it's reversing it, so you can't really see what that says. But basically, that's an Extreme Pro, which means it runs up at 2,000 gigabytes speed if necessary. So 1 terabyte. It's brand new. They're about 250 quid, I think 230 quid or something like that. And there's also a funky little case that I've ordered that will go with it as well. So that'll be the first prize as a thank you for just for signing up to be told about the new drives. You don't have to. There's no commitment, if that makes sense. It'll just be your name, your email address, and might be your telephone number. That should be live later today, if not over the weekend. And so you can start registering. And we'll probably do a couple of those just to get the momentum behind things and get everybody, interested in what we're doing before we start going live with the real stuff, as it were. So, I mean, this is a mock-up, as you can probably tell. But yeah, that's a 5D Mark IV. But, the kind of prizes, what can we be talking about? Obviously, if you're a Canon, R3s, R5s, R6, R7s, if you're Nikon, Z9, Z8 just been launched, lenses, tripod, and anything to do with photography. At some point in time, that's likely to include 4x4s. But to start off with, we'll be looking at all the stuff that you really, really want, and maybe some cash prizes as well, because that's very popular, as well as instant wins. You might not be able to see it on there. Let me just see if you can see on there. Yeah. So on the bottom of that, look, so there'll be a description. So there'll be a picture of the prize, the simple question, how many tickets available, what the cost is, the description of it, and instant wins. So the way instant wins work are there's the main prize, and there'll be 10 instant wins. That might be, it could be one of these, for example. It might be 100 quid cash. It might be website credit, all those things. As you can probably tell, very excited. Let's have a look. No worries, William. Welcome. Yeah, that's right, Barbara. Yeah, that's how it works. All very straightforward. I'll be sending out information, near the time, or to all those that have booked already, to say, right, this is the location, this is how you get there, this is the traveling plans. We normally put like a little booklet together, which we share nearer the time, that says, right, this is the accommodation, this is what's included. I ask about data requirements. I often do a little Zoom stroke team stroke webinar for just the people that are coming, like a private one where we can talk about anything that people want to ask about, data requirements, any medical things that we need to consider, all the normal sort of stuff. So yeah, but all you need to do as somebody who books one of these trips is get yourself there, and then the rest is taken. And sometimes, obviously I've got, if they've got, it depends on some of the groups. So the Lewis trip I'm going on in next month actually is 4, so we'll all pile in my car if we're driving around anywhere. But sometimes we take a couple of cars out, but we never drive that far because we always have locations that are hopefully surrounded by wildlife. So there you go. Right, excellent. Fantastic, says Facebook user. That's one of these group things, isn't it? It's so frustrating, that is. And I don't think there's any other questions, but let me put our logo back now. So prize draws, watch this space. Lots coming on that. Let me just put that back to our, let's have a look. Where's the logo gone? Beyond Lens Academy. Let's put that one back. So I will probably leave you in peace unless there's any more comments. Doesn't look like there are. But anybody wants to book or find out more about any of the trips that I've got the odd space left on between now and February, let me know. Don't hang around because they'll be gone. I'm surprised, frankly, some of those are available. One of them's only available because of an issue with the client who's had a bereavement to deal with, which is a shame, obviously. And the 2024 dates, if you're interested in those, drop me a message and we can get you signed up and booked up. There will be other trips. It's not the only trips we're doing next year. It's just that the Mull ones were so popular, and I had a whole list of people saying, "Oh, cool, blimey, I want to do next year. I can't have that week, and I missed out." So we kind of went ahead and did it. But there will be other trips, and there may even be other trips this year. But we'll see. Just reminded me, actually, one of the things that we will definitely be doing this year, sooner rather than later, are short trips. And what I mean by that is 1 or 2 days. So where one of our clients did a thing not a million miles from where I'm based in Hampshire, where they spent a day photographing owls and various raptors. Absolutely stunning day. Just a one dayer. So we are in the process of working with that location to see if we can structure those so they work for our members and people who follow us. So that will become, watch your space for that. So that will be things like owls, raptors, fox, badgers, kingfisher, field mice, going up and down the little corn things, just amazing. So that's another work in progress. So as you can tell, I didn't have grey hair before I started becoming a photographer, but it's been a busy few weeks. And the prize draw business, really excited about that. So watch your space as far as that's concerned, because that will be a very, very exciting business, to say the least. And it's all about giving back, really, in a way. Obviously, it's going to be a business that makes money. I'm not a charity, as I'm sure you understand, but it allows people to win. I mean, I won a pair of Swarovski binoculars. I think I pronounced it right, from one of these sites, like £2 worth, or 1,800 quid worth of binoculars for £3.99. So would you be interested in winning a Canon R3, £6 worth of camera for a tenner? I suspect you might be. So anyway, more about that later. So I'm going to leave you in peace. I hope that's been of use. Drop me a message if you're interested in any of these trips, or you've got any questions about anything I've been talking about today. Other than that, have an amazing bank holiday weekend. and watch out for the post. So if we can get the free prize draw going over the weekend, so that people can have a go and get themselves one of these, because honestly, if you want to use memory, external memory, these things are brilliant. They're waterproof, bulletproof, solid state. I've got 2 or 3 on my desk. There it is, brand new. That'll be yours. All you've got to do is give me your email address. Anyway, I'm going. Have a great weekend, everybody. See you later. Bye.